Have you ever thought about how much of your day is spent just, well, moving? Walking from your bed to the coffee maker, grabbing something, heading out the door. Our feet carry us through countless moments, often, without us even registering the act itself.
It's almost entirely on autopilot, isn't it?
Exactly. But what if those everyday steps, that seemingly mundane movement, could be transformed into something truly profound? Today on The Deep Dive, we're diving into walking meditation. We're going to explore its ancient roots, trace its fascinating evolution, and uncover its, surprisingly powerful modern applications.
Yeah.
We've compiled a stack of incredible sources for this deep dive, everything from foundational Buddhist texts on Kinhin and Cankama to cutting-edge scientific studies that are validating these age-old practices.
Okay, so our mission today then is to guide you through the rich philosophical tapestry behind this practice and to delineate its distinct forms across different traditions. Specifically, Zen and Theravada Buddhism will also illuminate the wealth of documented psychophysical benefits.
Right.
And crucially, we also want to give you practical, actionable steps to incorporate this into your own life.
Yeah.
What's truly, I think, revolutionary about walking meditation is how it directly bridges that often felt chasm between the stillness we associate with deep contemplation and the inherent dynamic flow of our daily lives.
That's a powerful point, bridging that chasm, because often we think of meditation as this separate, quiet activity, right? Sitting on a cushion, eyes closed.
That's the common image, yeah.
But the core philosophical idea here in Buddhist contemplative science is much broader. It views liberation not just as some intellectual understanding, but as a deeply embodied realization.
Embodied.
It's about fully integrating mind and body, making every aspect of lived experience a field for practice. So how does walking specifically act as this critical link? How does it prevent mindfulness from being compartmentalized, challenging that old division between contemplation and action?
You've hit on the central challenge, which is that meditative states often feel fragile. They seem to dissipate the moment we re-engage with the world.
Right, they vanish.
Walking meditation is a direct counter to that. It's designed to train you to carry that lucid, stable awareness, that feeling of being truly present right into the midst of activity.
Okay.
Think of it as making mindfulness a completely portable skill, something you can access whether you're sitting, standing, or moving. It essentially decompartmentalizes meditation.
Compartmentalizes. I like that.
Yeah, transforming it from an isolated pursuit into a continuous flowing practice that permeates your entire day.
And this isn't some recent New Age invention. We're talking ancient history here.
Oh, absolutely.
The origins of walking meditation are deeply embedded in the earliest Buddhist traditions. The Pali Canon, the foundational scriptures of Theravada Buddhism, frequently mentions Cankama, which literally means walking back and forth.
Cankama, yeah.
The Buddha himself and his disciples practiced it, often for extended periods. It was a method for purifying the mind, balancing energy after long periods of seated meditation, and sustaining continuous mindfulness. The Cankama Sutta goes so far as to list very specific benefits: improved endurance, better health, enhanced digestion.
Digestion even.
Yeah. And the development of long-lasting concentration or samadhi. It's almost like they had an early form of a wellness program built right into their spiritual practice.
Precisely. And as these teachings traveled from India into East Asia, that practice evolved. In Japan, it became known as Kinhin.
Kinhin.
A term derived from the Chinese Gunxing. Now, the character Xing means to go through, or a thread, and Xing means to walk. So literally walking in a straight line, or to walk straight back and forth, a nod to its Cankama origins. It was the great Zen master Ihai Dugen who brought this practice to Japan in the 12th century,
Dugen, right.
establishing it as an absolutely essential complement to Zazen, or seated meditation.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me, and frankly, a bit mind-bending. While that character Jing clearly relates to movement, its most common secondary meaning is actually sutra, or sacred scripture.
That's right.
So Jingxing can also carry the profound connotation of sutra walking. Can you help us unpack that? What does it mean for the physical act of walking itself to become a non-verbal expression of the Dharma, a sutra walking?
It's a profound reorientation. If Jing means sutra, then sutra walking means the body itself is enacting the scripture.
Wow.
Instead of the teachings being abstract concepts that you intellectualize, each step becomes a direct, embodied manifestation of those truths. Imagine this. The sutras speak of impermanence, connection, the present moment. When you sutra walk, The very lifting, moving, and placing of your foot done with total presence isn't just a physical act. It's a living demonstration of those principles.
Okay.
Your body becomes the text, moving through space as a physical articulation of the Dharma. It connects the deepest wisdom not just to your mind, but to every cell of your being.
So it's not just walking while thinking about the Dharma, but walking as the Dharma. That's a huge distinction.
It really is.
And I should clarify, for anyone picturing their daily dog walk, we're not talking about just any casual stroll here.
No, definitely not.
This is a formal, deliberate, contemplative practice. It's characterized by a pace often significantly slower than normal walking, sometimes almost painstakingly slow.
Very slow sometimes.
The objective isn't to get to a physical destination, but to arrive fully in the present moment with each and every step, focusing awareness on the breath or very specific physical sensations. My internal clock usually rebels at the idea of that slower pace.
Yes, it takes practice.
But I can see how it would force you into presence. Having explored that unifying philosophical thread, I'm now curious, did everyone practice walking meditation the same way, or did different schools evolve their own unique expressions? Let's start with Zen Kinhin.
That's an excellent question, because while the core intention is similar, the methodologies diverge quite beautifully. For Zen Kinhin, the philosophical bedrock is maintaining the same mind as in Zazen.
The same mind.
Exactly. It's not a break from meditation, but a seamless continuation. The mind cultivated in the stillness of Zazen, that state of alert, non-discursive awareness known as shikantaza or just sitting, is carried without interruption into motion.
Okay.
The extreme slowness of Kinhin is precisely what demands this intense, non-judgmental awareness. It makes it impossible to walk on autopilot and essentially compels the practitioner to realize a unified field of awareness.
Shikantaza just sitting and now just walking with that same mind. I'm starting to get the sense that Zen is all about absolute continuous presence. What does that look like physically? Describe the precise form of Zen Kinhin.
It's quite meticulous. First, the posture. Dignified, upright, spine naturally straight, chin slightly tucked, weight equally distributed.
Okay, posture first.
Then, the shashu mudra. This is a specific hand gesture. Your left hand forms a gentle fist, thumb tucked inside, and is placed against your solar plexus, the hara or dantian. Your right hand then gently covers that fist. Now, in a crowded Zendia meditation hall, this prevents arms from colliding, which is practical.
Sure.
But its deeper significance is as a somatic tool for energetic and mental containment, anchoring awareness in the core of your body.
The hand gesture and focus on the hara sounds incredibly grounding. How might someone, say, in a bustling modern office feeling scattered, subtly adopt a similar internal anchoring without needing a formal mudra?
An excellent point. While the mudra is formal, the principle of anchoring awareness in the core can certainly be adapted.
How so?
Simply bringing attention to your breath in the lower abdomen, feeling the gentle rise and fall, or even just noticing the subtle weight in your feet as you stand can serve a similar purpose. It's about consciously drawing your attention inward and downward, away from the constant chatter of the mind.
Got it. But back to the formal Kinhin.
Right. So back to Kinhin. The core mechanic is the breath step. One small half step, about the length of your own foot, for each complete cycle of the breath.
One step per breath cycle. Wow.
Yes. So as you inhale, one foot slowly lifts, heel first. As you exhale, it moves forward and is gently placed back down, heel first, then the ball, then the toes.
Heel, ball, toes. Very deliberate.
Very. For a brief moment, your weight is equally distributed before the cycle begins with the opposite foot. Your eyes remain partially open, a soft, unfocused gaze directed downward, about 5 to 7 feet ahead.
Okay.
Traditionally, it's done in a clockwise circle within the Zendo, emphasizing continuity, though variations can exist.
That meticulous Zen Kinhin sounds like a powerful way to integrate awareness into every micro-movement. Does the Theravada approach to Cankama share that same intense focus, or does it take a different path towards insight? How does the Theravada approach differ?
It does take a distinct path. In Theravada, Cankama primarily cultivates Vipassanā, or insight.
Insight, Vipassanā. Okay.
While it certainly calms restlessness and develops concentration, its ultimate purpose is a direct, experiential investigation into the fundamental nature of reality. It's about observing anicca, impermanence, dukkha, unsatisfactoriness, and anatta, not self, through the physical act of walking. It's an analytical, almost deconstructive process.
Deconstructive. How?
Intentionally dissecting the act of walking into its constituent sensory and mental components to penetrate conceptual overlays and truly see what's happening moment by moment.
So if Zen is about unified mind in motion, Theravada sounds more like microscopic analysis in motion. Tell us about the technique of bare attention in Cankama and how it facilitates this deconstruction.
Okay, so for Cankama, you typically use a straight, linear path, often 30 to 40 feet in length, walking back and forth.
Back and forth, okay.
This linear form helps minimize external distractions. And crucially, the stops and turns at each end become important junctures for resetting awareness and reestablishing your intention.
The turns are key too.
Yes, the primary focus of awareness is the raw, changing tapestry of physical sensations in the soles of the feet. The tension as you lift, the peeling away from the ground, the swing forward. And then the cascade of pressure, weight shifts, and toe contact as you place it back down. Really noticing all of that. A key technique often employed here is mental noting. As you walk, you might silently label components of the action like lifting, moving, placing.
Like little mental labels.
Exactly. It isn't a mantra, but a tool to sharpen mindfulness and keep your attention precisely on the object, preventing mind wandering.
Right.
As concentration deepens, this can become incredibly refined, breaking a single step into raising, lifting, pushing, dropping, touching, pressing.
Wow, that granular.
It can be. The pace is generally slow and deliberate, but it can be variable, always aiming to best support continuous mindfulness. There's no formal mudra here. Hands are simply held comfortably, perhaps clasped in front or behind, or hanging naturally.
Okay.
So to offer a concise comparative overview, Zen Kinhin often involves circular movement, emphasizing unity and continuity. It's really an extension of seated meditation focused on samadhi, or unified concentration.
Unified concentration.
Theravada Cankama, with its linear path, is geared towards focused investigation and analysis, primarily cultivating Vipassanā for insight into impermanence and not self.
Investigation and insight.
And in terms of a practice regimen, Kinhin is often a shorter interlude between long periods of sitting, while Cankama can be a foundational, co-equal practice, sometimes engaged for many hours daily.
Many hours. Okay, that's a fantastic distillation. Thank you. You can really see how these traditions, while both valuing walking meditation, tailored it to their distinct philosophical aims. But beyond the rich spiritual depth and historical context, what does this all mean for us? What can walking meditation truly offer in our bustling modern lives?
Well, it offers a profound phenomenological exploration of the mind-body relationship. It aligns beautifully with contemporary theories of embodied cognition.
Embodied cognition.
Yes, it quite directly refutes what's called Cartesian dualism, the idea that the mind and body are entirely separate entities. This practice systematically shifts your awareness from thinking about your body,
Right, like an object.
to the direct, felt sense of inhabiting it through what we call proprioceptive and interoceptive data.
Okay, proprioceptive and interoceptive data, and refutes Cartesian dualism. For those of us who might not have studied philosophy recently, can you give us a quick, almost visceral analogy?
Sure.
Is that like knowing exactly where your arm is without looking at it, or the subtle shift of your weight from heel to toe? Is it that kind of raw, physical knowing of yourself in the world that just happens?
Exactly, you're spot on.
Yeah.
Proprioception is that sense of where your body parts are in space, without looking like knowing your arm is bent, even with your eyes closed.
Okay.
Interoception is the internal sense of your body, like your heart beating or that subtle pressure in your feet. Walking meditation grounds you in that immediate, raw data.
Ah, okay.
And by focusing on these sensations, you viscerally experience that your thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations are not separate. You're not a mind using a body. You are a unified organism where thinking, feeling, and moving are inextricably linked.
Right.
It's a direct, undeniable experience of being embodied.
So it's a way of proving to ourselves that we are not just brains in jars, but fully integrated beings.
Precisely.
And one of the central insights gained through this, particularly in Vipassanā practice, is the direct perception of anicca, or impermanence. You're not just intellectually grasping that things change, you're viscerally experiencing it moment to moment. Expert, how does anchoring attention in the feet reveal this truth so powerfully?
It's undeniable because your feet provide a continuous, undeniable stream of changing sensations. Pressure, warmth, coolness, tingling. It's a dynamic, shimmering field, never static for even a second.
Always changing.
Always. And the slow, deliberate pace dismantles what you might call the illusion of continuity. When we watch a movie, we see smooth motion, but it's really a rapid series of still frames. Is that a fair way to think about how a step isn't one solid thing, but a cascade of countless micro events?
That's a perfect analogy. My brain wants to see one smooth step, but you're saying the slow pace helps us see the individual frames.
Exactly.
The intention to lift, the muscle tension, the heel peeling, the balance shifting, the foot moving, the contact, the pressure. Each of these arises and perishes,
Rising and passing.
proving experientially that there is no solid thing called a step, only a conditioned and transient process. That's profound.
And this direct somatic insight into impermanence acts as a powerful antidote to clinging or time
Well,
hop.
clinging, right?
When you directly experience the fleeting nature of every sensation, every moment, the futility of grasping at anything substantial becomes utterly clear. If everything is constantly changing, what are we really clinging to? The mind's habitual patterns of grasping and aversion are undermined at their root because there's simply nothing solid to grasp or push away.
It just dissolves the basis for it.
Yes, this naturally leads to dispassion and equanimity, or nibbida and upekkha, understood as direct paths to liberation.
That makes so much sense. If everything is a flowing river, trying to hold on to one drop is a futile exercise. Beyond those deep insights, the documented psychophysical benefits are truly compelling, validating many of those ancient claims with modern science.
They really are.
For psychological well-being, studies show significant reductions in anxiety. One randomized controlled trial found that just 10 minutes of meditation combined with a 10-minute walk was more effective in reducing anxiety than walking alone. Why do you think that synergistic effect happens?
Well, it seems to be the unique combination. The physical activity itself releases tension, boosts endorphins, and can simply shift your focus away from stressors. That's the walking part.
Okay.
But the mindfulness aspect of walking meditation is crucial because it actively interrupts rumination, that circular, unhelpful thinking that fuels anxiety.
Ah, the rumination cycle.
Exactly. So you're not just moving, you're moving with awareness, which gives your mind something concrete yet open-ended to focus on, preventing it from getting stuck in negative loops.
Right.
It also clearly improves mood, alleviates symptoms of depression, and reduces perceived stress, creating a robust shield against daily pressures.
So it's like a mental reset button combined with physical movement, hitting two birds with one stone. That's incredibly efficient.
It really is.
And what about cognitive and physiological health?
For cognitive enhancement, practitioners consistently report improved focus, mental clarity, and memory. Research broadly shows that mindfulness boosts working memory capacity and the ability to sustain attention.
So better focus.
Better focus, better attention. It's essentially mental training for the brain's executive functions. And there's even evidence it supports healthy brain aging. On the physiological side, it compounds the already known benefits of regular walking, reducing the risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, stroke, all of that.
Standard walking benefits plus more.
Plus more. Studies have found it can improve glycemic control in type 2 diabetes more effectively than walking alone, bolster the immune system, and, just as the Cankama Sutta traditionally claimed,
Yeah.
improve digestion and support overall cardiovascular health. It's remarkable how science is catching up to ancient wisdom on these points.
It really is amazing.
Furthermore, that deliberate focus on movement and ground contact makes walking meditation excellent for enhancing proprioception, balance, and overall body awareness.
Okay, balance too.
Yes, by paying close attention to those subtle shifts in weight and foot placement, practitioners naturally refine their motor control and stability. Research specifically shows it improves ankle proprioception and balance performance.
Ankle proprioception.
Well,
Specific.
Very specific, and particularly valuable for older adults at risk of falls.
That's a huge benefit, especially for an aging population. So, okay, you might be thinking, this sounds amazing, but how can I actually try this? We've got some practical guidance.
Absolutely. First, for establishing a formal practice, choose a quiet, safe location. This could be a hallway indoors or a secluded path outdoors.
Find your space.
Find your space. A straight path of about 10 to 15 paces, roughly 20 to 40 feet, is ideal for the Theravada style, allowing you to walk back and forth.
Okay, 10, 15 paces.
Start with short sessions, maybe 5-10 minutes a day, and gradually increase your duration as you feel comfortable.
Start small.
Definitely. You can practice barefoot to enhance sensory connection, or in comfortable shoes, whatever works. Before you start, simply stand still for a minute, take a few deep breaths, and set the intention to be fully present with each step.
Setting the intention. Good tip. It sounds simple, but let's be honest, your mind won't always cooperate, and that's perfectly okay. I know mine certainly wouldn't on day one.
Huh. No, mine neither.
What are some of those common obstacles people face, and how do we navigate them?
You're right. The mind is a wild thing. The most common obstacle is simply mind wandering. Your thoughts just drift off.
Yep, sounds familiar.
This is natural. It's not a failure. The key is to gently acknowledge where your mind has gone without judgment, and then kindly return your attention to the sensations in your feet or your breath.
Gently return. No self-criticism.
None. Feeling awkward, clumsy, or self-conscious, especially with a slower pace, is also very common for beginners. Trust that it subsides with practice.
Okay, good to know.
And if restlessness becomes really strong, simply pause the walk. Stand still, take a few deep breaths, ground yourself, and then resume at a pace that feels comfortable again. It's always about returning, not about achieving perfection.
Fantastic advice. Gentleness and patience seem key. Yeah. If you're interested in going deeper into this, there are fantastic resources out there to guide you.
Definitely. For auditory guidance, you can find many guided meditations by renowned teachers like Jack Kornfield, Tara Brach, or Jon Kabat-Zinn. Platforms like Insight Timer or Palau's Mindfulness have tons of options.
Guided walks, yeah.
If you're keen on understanding the specific physical forms, especially Zen Kinhin's shashu mudra, posture, and that breath step synchronization we talked about, instructional videos can be incredibly helpful. Just search online.
Videos for the form. Good idea.
And for deeper theoretical understanding and scientific validation, articles from trusted sources like mindful.org, Lion's Roar, and the Greater Good Science Center at UC Berkeley are excellent starting points.
Great resources. So we've journeyed from the ancient origins of walking meditation to its surprising modern scientific validation, exploring Zen's unified awareness and Theravada's deconstructive insight. What's clear is that the skills developed are incredibly portable, moving beyond the meditation hall or the dedicated path.
Indeed. And that's really the point. The ultimate purpose is to dissolve the boundary between formal practice and daily life.
Dissolve the boundary.
The mindful awareness you cultivate on a designated path can be just as readily applied to walking to your car, navigating a crowded supermarket, or performing chores around the house.
Any walking becomes practice.
Any walking can become practice. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's about transforming every moment into a conscious one, making everyday actions into opportunities for profound presence.
Ultimately, then, walking meditation teaches that the path to awakening is not in some remote, inaccessible realm, but literally available beneath your feet at all times.
Right there.
The entire world, your office, your backyard can become your meditation hall, your Zendu.
Peace can be found not by stopping the journey, not by seeking some escape, but by being fully present with each and every step of the path, no matter where you are or what you're doing.